Welcome everyone to the podcast. This is Wise Words with Ken. I am your host, Ken Masters, and I do appreciate y'all for joining me. This is a place for you to get words of affirmation, encouragement, growth, and real conversations that will help you step into the best version of yourself. I am going to dive into a topic that I believe will change someone's direction in their life. I want to talk about tapping into your hidden powers and talents. Now, when you hear hidden powers and you hear talent, a lot of people think of superheroes. A lot of people think of comic books. A lot of people think of special abilities that certain people are born with. But let me tell you something. Every single person that is listening to this podcast has the gifts, talents, abilities, creativity, and potential that may not be fully discovered yet. Someone may be sitting on an idea that can turn into a business. Somebody may be creatively thinking of something that can turn into art or music. Somebody may be in a leadership role that can change a whole community. And somebody might just have some wisdom that will change somebody's life. And sometimes those gifts stay hidden. Not because they're not there, but because life, fear, and past experience convince us to keep them buried. Some people were told growing up, be realistic. Maybe even heard, that'll never work. This is something that I heard. You're dreaming too big. And after hearing that enough times, you start to believe it. You start to shrink your potential. You start to do things that draws you away from your hidden power. But today, I want to challenge that mindset because inside you is more than you realize. Inside you is a power that's waiting to be activated. Because it comes naturally to you, you may think, oh, that's nothing. That's easy. Or anybody can do it. But what's easy to you might not be easy to someone else. For example, someone who naturally motivates people may not realize how powerful their words are. Someone who naturally solves problems may not realize they're operating in leadership. Someone who can tell powerful stories may not understand that they are a great communicator. Sometimes things feel small to you but are actually big to other people. So first step to tapping into your hidden power is recognizing what already exists inside of you. Let me ask you a question and think about it for a moment. What do people constantly compliment you about? Do people say you give great advice? Do people say you're really creative? Do people say you're great with people? Do people say you always know how to figure things out? Those are clues, those are hints, and those are signs pointing you towards your natural gift. Sometimes other people see our gifts before we do. Now let's go into a topic of why our talents are hidden. Now let's talk about something real. If everyone has a talent and gift, why do so many people never use them? Why do so many dreams stay unlocked? The answer usually comes down to three things: fear, comfort, and doubt. Let's start with fear. Fear tells you, what if you fail? What if people judge you? What if this doesn't work? Fear is powerful because it tries to protect us from embarrassment and rejection. But here's the truth: fear also keeps us stuck. It keeps us in this comfortable state. And to tap into your hidden power, you have to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, if you know what that means. I'll break it down. Sometimes things just don't feel good to us. That don't mean that it's wrong. It may be not feeling good to you because you're not used to it. And once you get used to it and you master that, then you step into a better thought process, a better way of looking at things, and closer to fulfilling your full potential. Let's talk about confidence. Oh, excuse me, comfort. Comfort is sneaky because comfort says you're fine where you are. Why take the risk? Why change anything? If it's not broke, why try to fix it? Sometimes you have to tweak it, not fix it. You have to tweak it to get a little bit better. Hidden talents really usually reveal themselves when we stretch ourselves and try something new. Then there's doubt. Doubt is the little voice in your mind that says, you're not good enough. Don't believe that voice. Or, you're too late. Don't believe that voice. Or, someone else is already doing it better. Don't believe that. Just because someone may be doing it doesn't mean that they can do it as good as you, or they've been doing it as good as you. Your voice is different from everybody else's voices. You need to understand that the reason why you are here is to touch so many lives that you may not even realize you're touching. I can tell you about a story of a young man from my neighborhood. Um, I had moved out of my neighborhood that I grew up in. And when I came back, we sat and had a conversation. And he said, I really looked up to you and the things that you were doing. And I was like, I was going to work every day. I was coming home. I was making sure my family was straight. Simple things that we normally do each and every day. I did not know that I was actually touching this man's life by doing what I normally do every day. That was crazy to me. But what was even more crazier than that was the fact that he said, me seeing you get up every day and go to work and make sure your family's straight led me to want to get up every day, go to work, and make sure my family's straight. That touched me more than someone giving me a praise or a compliment at saying that I did a good job. Because here this is a young man from my neighborhood that I did not even know was watching me that closely said, I see you and you're making a difference for me that I don't have to do certain things to get what we see as success in the hood. I was so thankful for that. All right, enough about me. Anyway, getting back on topic. How to activate your hidden towers. Now, let's get into the most important part. How do you actually activate your hidden talents? How do you move from potential to action? Here's a few powerful steps. First, pay attention to what excites you. What do you get excited about? What makes you want to do the things that you normally do? What pushes that drive? What is that? That can be customer service. That could be just seeing people smile. That can be wanting to solve problems to help people get over their hump. It can be anything. But what excites you, and pay attention to it? You know? What kind of conversations energize you? What topics do you talk about for hours? What kind of work makes time fly by? What is those things that you do that make your life seem so effortlessly? Pay attention to those things. Secondly, Try things without needing to be perfect. Perfection stops most dreams than failure could ever. Reason being, you gotta have the perfect time, the perfect plan, the perfect results. But the truth is, nobody starts perfect. You grow while you're doing it. Just like me. I'm stepping out. This is my first episode. This is not going to be perfect. Yes, I'm going to do some edits. I'm going to cut some things out and things like that. But for the most part, y'all getting the raw me. This is not going to be perfect. But I want to stay relatable. I want y'all to know that this is authentic. This is real. This is coming from a genuine place. Because I see a lot of us holding on to ideas that may turn the world in the right direction. So I want us to tap into our talents, tap into our hidden powers, and use it for good. Third, practice your gift. Once you find out your gift, if you're good at speaking, try motivational speaking. Try to go to events where people are asking you questions so you can speak. If you're good at making art, paint some pictures. Put it out there. Don't be shy. Don't be like, "Oh, this is not completed yet. I got to make sure I complete." No. Show people the process. People fall in love with the process. People fall in love with that journey more than anything else. And then that finished product is the results of that journey, and people went through that journey with you. They want to see that finished product. Yes. But don't wait until it's finished to show everybody. Show people the process of you painting that picture. From when you first put the brush to the canvas to when you that last stroke and you saying it's done and you signing it at the bottom. Make sure you sign it because you're gonna be famous. You know? Um a speaker can get better, become better by speaking. A writer becomes better by writing. A leader becomes better by leading. Your power gets stronger as you use it. I just want you to know that. If you sit on your talent and do not use it, you lose it. And I'm a full believer in that. When I first started out, I used to draw my behind off. I used to do graffiti art. Let me make that clear. I used to do graffiti art, but I used to draw every day. I would draw something every day. Now, I got my character down pat. I got a couple of letters down pat. But if you ask me to actually draw you something totally different, it's going to take me a while because I think that talent that I had, I did not use it, so I lost it. So I want you to use your talent because if you don't use it, you lose it. Fourth, I want you to surround yourself with people who believe in your growth. You're only as good as the people that surround you. I'm going to be honest. You're only good as the people around you. One of the reasons why I left my neighborhood, I left where I grew up in. Don't get me wrong. The people I surrounded myself with good people, but we were not thinking outside of the box. We were thinking inside the box. I think I was the only one that thought outside of the box. Reason why I was the first one out of my inner circle to leave our neighborhood. And when I say my inner circle, I call them my brothers. I was able to leave my brothers and pursue a life. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm doing pretty good for myself. I cannot complain. I'm happy that I left. I'm not going to lie to y'all. I'm happy that I left. The reason why, it showed me there's more than my neighborhood that I grew up in the world. There's so many different things. I met so many great people. I joined the Zumba class and met wonderful people. People that I work with, I didn't even know they were part of that Zumba class. It's a small world, but I stepped out of my comfort zone. I never thought I would be a person to do Zumba, but I did Zumba, and it's fun. It's wonderful. You get to rub elbows with like minded people from all different backgrounds, from all different everything. So before we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a few questions to think about. Ask yourself, what gift have I been ignoring? What talent have I been downplaying? What idea keeps coming to my mind? Because sometimes the things that you keep thinking about is actually your calling trying to get your attention. Your hidden power is already inside you. Just needs your courage, it needs your belief, and it needs your willingness to start. So start small if you have to. Take one step today, write down an idea, try something new, share your voice. Because you might discover that the greatest thing that resides in you that you've been searching for has been there all along. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If this message inspired you, encouraged you, or made you think differently, share this episode with someone who might need to hear this. And remember this, your gift matters, your voice matters, and the world becomes a better place when you use your power. Until next time, stay inspired, stay encouraged, and keep unlocking your greatest talent inside of you. Thank you very much. This again is Wise Words with Ken. I am your host, Ken Masters, and we're out.